Yeah, so my name is Jonathan Kipnis, and I'm a professor and chair of the Department of Neuroscience at the University of Virginia in the United States, in the state of Virginia, of course. Yes, we were working on the role of meninges, which is the covering of the brain, on the brain function, and by serendipity, we realized that there are some vessels there which are not blood vessels, which contain immune cells. And we said, okay, what will it be? If it's a vessel but not a blood vessel, well, maybe it's a lymphatic vessel. So we actually asked a colleague of ours to give us antibody to label the lymphatic vessels. And when we saw the first labeling, we thought that maybe it's some sort of mistake or something, because we knew that there is no lymphatic connection between the brain and the periphery. Later on, we realized that there were some predictions that they should be, but nobody has really nicely showed them. So it was really a great moment, right? We were very excited about it. But in terms of their impact, I think we don't know yet, right? Because they may or may not have the impact. Of course, somebody who characterized them the first, right? We would hope that they will have a major impact on many neurological disorders, but I think we're not there yet. We have some very interesting results, which are not published yet, hopefully out soon, and I think once those published, we will kind of start understanding their real impact on brain physiology and brain function. Human results are from a colleague of ours, collaborator. We were just helping them a little bit, but it's really their work. So Danny Reich from the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, they discovered, they actually very nicely characterized the human lymphatic, which look very much like mouse. Of course, a little more complex, but pretty much very similar in terms of their location to the mouse lymphatics. And again, with respect to their implication to human disease, I think it's still a long wait until we have our better understanding of what's going on there. In a very global term, lymphatic vessels are doing two things in peripheral tissues, right? They mediate immune cell trafficking out of the tissue. And so inflammation of the tissue is always involved in lymphatic vessels, and of course then it leads to lymph nodes where the immune cells are actually being primed. And lymphatic vessels also remove the waste that the tissues produce. So these two, so the immune aspect and the waste aspect of the brain, we particularly looking at the two diseases or animal models of diseases. One is MS, multiple sclerosis, which is the disease of neuroinflammation, and the other one is Alzheimer's disease. So these are our immediate kind of interest. But I'm hearing people are looking into many other neurological disorders, and it's good. It's good. So. Right? I think it's an overstatement. I still hope my career is way, the peak is way ahead of me. The lymphatic vessels are kind of, it's a hype because people were able to grasp better this neuroimmune connection, but I've been excited about this communication since my early years as a graduate student in the Weizmann Institute in Israel in Hal Schwartz lab. So I was fascinated by this connection forever. So my first and most amazing discovery that I think is when we first showed that mice without functional T cells, which are immune cells, don't perform cognitive tasks as well as their control counterparts. But if you give them back immune cells, they now learn perfectly fine. And funny enough, when we sent this paper for publication in 2001 or 2002, major journals said that they were not interested in the discovery. And so I still think that was maybe the most interesting finding. And then from that moment, I just decided to better understand how these two systems communicate to each other, because thinking that the brain would give up on immune maintenance and immune connection just doesn't make any sense.